director of this play, but I am one member of a team. Mrs. Selena Barefoot is my partner, and she has done amazing things. I work with the children to talk to them about learning their lines and how to make their character come to life, and where do you go on the stage, and how do you interact with other people. And Mrs. Barefoot helped to create the beautiful scenery that you see behind us, including the rabbits that you will see on stage. And so I have a couple of special things, but first I want to tell you, please mute your cell phones. If you have a cell phone on you, which most of us do, please mute them. We did have some go off in the show last night. So first of all, thank you so much to our principals, Dr. Tanya Saint-Amant and Christy Berg. They are supporters of our little Thespians group since last year when we started, and always strive to get us everything that we need to be a successful program. Mr. Palmasino and Mr. Wonderling. Mr. Palmasino, the art teacher, gave us all of the set pieces that you'll see to use out of his storage, and we were able to repurpose them for our use, and we really appreciate him. Mr. Wonderling, this is his classroom, so every day we came in, we had to tear down his classroom and bring it back up again, and he was very patient with us. Tyler Funk and Christy King are our stage managers, and we appreciate them. Kathy Esposito was here almost every day at our rehearsals, assisting Selena and the children as they put together the set pieces and the costumes. And your children, if you have a child in this production, got to learn many different things. This is a completely student-run show tonight. So you have kids who are making all of the backstage changes. You have obviously the kids who are the actors on the stage, but there's only 22 actors on the stage. I think we have 26 crew. We have kids who are doing our sound, kids who are doing our lights. They have learned an incredible amount of things. I'm so proud of them. They have just stepped up and done what needs to be done to make this show happen. Also, thank you to Mr. Kevin Barefoot for the sound, for the mics that he brought in for us to be able to use, and for hooking up the sound. We really appreciate his help, and the Tyka family as well. The Lacey family for helping us with the candygrams. Thank you for setting that up, Mrs. Lacey. We had several high school students who came down to help us, and we love them so much. Annalie Bishop has been with us quite a bit. Emerson Ayers, I believe, is the one who painted our beautiful sky backdrop. And Riley Bain also came down to help us. My husband, thank you, Chris, for your graphic design support. Colleen Marunich took the lead on our cast and crew party. My mother sewed the eyes, the nose, and the mouth for Edward's face on all of our dolls. Thanks, Mom. And again, Selena, thank you for being a wonderful partner and for your deep commitment to the middle school thespians. I'm so excited for you to see this show. If you have not seen it, it is just a lovely piece of art, and I hope that you enjoy it. Thanks.
Egypt Street, there lived a rabbit made almost entirely out of china. But how did such a thing come to be? Did the rabbit belong in this fine house? Was this the rabbit's home? Ah, now that is an interesting question.
Grandmother, you're back!
You didn't think your grandmother Pellegrina would miss you on your birthday, did you?
Oh, Grandmother, for me?
Yes, Abilene. Happy birthday.
He's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. What is he made of?
China. The finest china.
I love him. I will always love him.
I'm glad. I thought you could use something special on your birthday. Now, what shall his name be?
Edward. Edward Tulane.
Well, Edward Tulane, I hope you realize how fortunate you are.
And so it was that Edward Tulane came to live at the house on Egypt Street. He was very fortunate indeed. Abilene loved the China Rabbit.
Abilene, come along now. You'll be late for school.
I'm almost ready, Mother. I just need to put Edward in his chair.
Oh, I know.
Mother.
Oh, good morning, Edward. You're looking dapper as always.
What's that, Edward? He says you look rather lovely yourself.
Thank you, Edward.
Now, Edward didn't say any such thing. He couldn't say anything with his painted mouth after all. But what he really was thinking was,
I do look good, don't I? Now fix my tie. I'm sure it's crooked. You really should be more careful with the tie.
Oh, your watch. I remember. There you are. When the big hand's on 12 and the little hand's on 3, I will come home to you.
Abilene!
The tie! Fix the tie! Oh, dear.
and so Edward Tulane spent his days staring out upon Egypt Street, listening to the ticking of his watch, and at 3 o'clock, Abilene would return.
Hello, Edward. I'm home. And how was your day?
What are you doing? Don't move me now. It will be dark soon, and I'll be able to see my reflection in the window.
Oh, Edward, I wish everyone was as considerate and nice as you.
Uh-huh.
Now, Edward Tulane had little interest in people and their lives. Now, nobody knew this. Nobody could read his thoughts. That is, nobody except for perhaps one.
But why won't you sail to London with us tomorrow?
Because I will not, that's why. Now tell me, will you be taking Edward on this voyage?
Of course. How could I possibly go on a journey without Edward?
Don't hold me so tightly. You'll wrinkle the silk.
Yes. How could you possibly?
Edward looks out for me.
Does he?
Why does that Pellegrina always stare at me like I'm some sort of criminal?
Will you be telling us a story tonight, Grandmother?
Yes, I do believe there will be a story tonight.
Shall Edward listen too?
Oh yes, Edward should pay particularly close attention.
I do not like the sound of that at all.
Once there was a princess who was very beautiful. She shone as bright as stars on a moonless night.
As bright as the stars on a moonless night? That sounds kind of nice, actually.
But what difference did it make that she was beautiful? For she was a princess who loved no one and cared nothing for love, even though there were many who loved her. One day, a prince from another kingdom came, and as soon as he saw the princess, he fell in love with her. The prince gave her a ring of pure gold, and placing it on her finger, he said, "I love you." But do you know what the princess did? She took the ring off her finger, put it in her mouth, and she swallowed it. "That is what I think of love," said the princess, and she ran away deep into the woods. Looking around, she realized she was lost.
Did the prince come and find her?
Listen, eventually, the princess came upon a hut, and inside the hut, she saw an old witch. "I'm a beautiful princess, and my father's a powerful king. You must help me, or there will be consequences." At this, the witch said, "Consequences? You dare talk to me of consequences? Very well, then. Tell me the name of the one you love." "Love," said the princess proudly. "I love no one." "You disappoint me," said the witch, raising her hand. And in an instant, the beautiful princess was changed into a warthog. The warthog princess ran from the hut back into the woods. And there, she came across several men. They had been sent by the king to find a beautiful princess. So when they found an ugly warthog, they shot it. Pow!
No!
Yes. The men took the warthog back to the castle. There, the cook slit its belly open and found a ring of pure gold. The cook put the ring on her finger and finished butchering the warthog. The end.
No!
Yes, the end.
But it can't be. No one's living happily ever after.
Ah, but how can a story live happily ever after if there is no love? Now, it's getting late. Tomorrow, a new adventure begins.
What are you doing with Edward?
I'm saying bon voyage. You disappoint me. Good night, Abilene.
Good night, Grandmother.
What was that? This is why I do not listen to stories.
I love you, Edward. No matter how old I get, I will always love you.
Yes, yes, but turn me on my side so I can see the stars, as bright as the stars on a moonless night.
The next morning, Edward, Abilene, and her parents set sail for England.
Shall we sit up here on the deck, Edward?
Is my hat on straight? I'm sure to be complimented on the hat.
There you are. You look like you were born for the sea in your sailor suit. Oh, your watch. I forgot to wind it this morning. I'd better take care of that.
Look, I am born Mars approaching. Get out of the way.
What's he supposed to be wearing?
It's a sailor suit. It's very fashionable.
I don't like these two heathens. Take me away.
He has many different outfits. He even has his own silk pajamas.
You hear that, Amos? He's got his own silk pajamas, huh? Let me see him.
No!
Stop it! Young man, I demand you release me at once.
Give him!
This is humiliating.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here you are.
No!
Oops, good catch, Amos.
Give him to me!
Throw him back to me.
Don't throw him. He's made out of china. He'll break. No!
And Edward Tulane flew through the railing and sailed out into the ocean. He caught one last glimpse of Abilene standing on the deck, holding his gold pocket watch in her outstretched hand.
My pocket watch!
Edward, no!
Abilene disappeared from view as Edward Tulane hit the water, and he began to sink. He went down and down. Finally, he landed on the ocean floor, face down in the muck.
I don't like this. I do not like this one bit.
Hours passed.
Abilene will come and find me. It's just like waiting for her to come home from school. If only I had my watch.
Days passed, and Abilene didn't come.
As bright as the stars on a moonless night. I'll never see the stars again.
Weeks passed,
Why did the beautiful princess become a warthog?
then months, then a powerful storm came.
I'm out of the muck! At last! Wait! What's going on? What is this?
Suddenly, Edward found himself in the middle of a net, and before he knew what had happened, Edward Tulane felt himself being pulled up out of the water.
You ain't no fish, that's for sure. You're a rabbit, I reckon. A toy rabbit. I'll take you home to Nellie. She'll fix you up.
Back on land, the old fisherman paraded Edward through the seaside village.
Wait till Nellie gets sight of you. You'll like Nellie. She's had her sadness, but she's an alright girl. Now look up there. That's your North Star. You don't never have to be lost when you know where that fella is.
The North Star. I thought I would never see the stars again.
Back on land, the old fisherman and Edward finally arrived at a little green cottage.
Nellie, look here. I've brought you something.
A rabbit? Oh, Lawrence, you brung me a rabbit. Have you ever seen anything so fine?
This is one very discerning woman.
She's beautiful.
She?
What shall I call her?
Do I really look like a girl?
I was thinking Susanna.
Susanna. Just right.
No, not right at all.
The next morning, Nellie made some clothes for Edward Tulane, who's now Susanna. The dress she made was cotton and simple.
No, don't set me by the window. Anyone walking by will see me in this ridiculous dress.
It gets lonely here all day while Lawrence is out to sea. Back when the children were little, I had my hands full. But now the days can seem awfully empty.
At least you're not at the bottom of the ocean with your head in the muck.
I guess you know a thing or two about loneliness yourself.
Loneliness? Yes.
But now you're here, Susanna from the sea. Do you like the dress? My daughter Lolly always makes fun of the clothes I make. Lolly is our oldest. Then there's Ralph. Then there was Raymond. He died when he was just 5 years old. Pneumonia, it is the worst thing. To watch somebody you love die right in front of you and not being able to do nothing about it.
You've had your sadness.
I suppose you think I'm daft, talking to a toy, but it seems to me you're listening, Susanna.
I am, Nellie. I am.
At night, after supper, Lawrence would lift Edward onto his shoulder and go out for a walk.
Every sailor needs to know their constellations, Susanna. See, look, that's Andromeda, and that's Pegasus. There's always comfort in the stars, knowing your old friends are always out there, watching.
Yes.
The rabbit stayed with the fisherman and his wife for many weeks, listening to their stories and memories. And when his own troubling memories haunted him,
Warthogs, witches, oceans, darkness.
Nellie was always able to comfort him.
Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. And if that mockingbird don't sing, Mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring.
Night after night, Nellie sang to the rabbit, gently allowing him to let go of those dark thoughts.
And if that diamond ring turns brass, Mama's gonna buy you a looking glass. And if that looking glass gets broke, Mama's gonna buy you a billy goat.
And so, for a very long time, life was sweet. And then one day, they had a visitor.
Hello, Ma.
Lolly, what a surprise.
I just had to get out of the city, you know? So I thought I'd surprise you and Pa.
What a lovely thing to do.
What's this?
That's Susanna.
You got yourself a toy rabbit named Susanna?
Your father found her. She came up in the net. She didn't have no clothes on her, so I made her a dress.
Have you gone around the bend, Ma? Rabbits don't need clothes.
Well, this one seemed to.
I see your sewing skills haven't improved much.
How dare you? This dress is perfect. me down.
You've got the old folks bewitched, don't you, Susanna? They've been treating you like some kind of rabbit child, and it ain't right. Well, we're gonna put an end to it right now. Hey, Ma!
Yes, dear.
I'm gonna take the truck and run some errands.
Wait! Help! Nellie! Lawrence!
Lolly took Edward to the town dump. She threw him onto the garbage pile and drove away, leaving the rabbit alone.
I'll show her. I'll lift her up by the ears and throw her in a garbage pile. That's what I'll do.
As the days passed, more and more garbage was thrown onto the pile.
It's like I'm back at the bottom of the ocean. No, it's worse.
And then, on his 180th day at the dump, Edward felt the garbage around him shifting.
What's happening? The sky! I'm free!
And there, staring him in the face, was a dog.
What have you found there, girl?
Let go of me.
You're a toy, aren't you? And somehow you've been separated from the child who loves you.
Edward felt a sharp pain in his chest.
Abilene loved me.
Well, Malone, you are lost. Well, Lucy and I are lost too. If you'd like, you can be lost with us. I found it much more agreeable to be lost with others than to be lost by yourself. I'm Bull, and this here is Lucy.
And so it was that Edward Tulane took to the road the hobo and his dog. As the sun set in the west, the three stopped at the edge of a field.
This seems like a downright comfortable place to spend the night. In the morning, I'll fix you up the proper outlaw look. Yes, sir, you will look like a genuine rabbit on the run.
A rabbit on the run?
It looks like you've made yourself a new friend, Malone.
I think I've made two.
Into the comforting sounds of Bull's snoring and Lucy's whimpering in her sleep, Edward looked at the stars.
Andromeda. Pegasus. There's the North Star. We aren't really lost, Bull. We can see the North Star.
The next morning, Bull created a new outfit for Edward, who is now Malone. And the three travelers set off for nowhere. They journeyed for a very long time. Occasionally, they met up with others who were lost.
Hello there, Jackie.
Hey, Bull. Hey, Malone. Hello, Lucy. I used to have a dog. His name was Bullet.
What happened to Bullet?
He's watching after my family in North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Look at Malone. He's listening to every dang word we're saying.
He's a great listener. He helps me to remember.
Does he? Say, do you think I could have a word with Malone?
Of course you can.
I want to tell you about my kids, Helen, Jack Jr., and Tim. I had to leave them. I had to. There was no work, and I had to find some. Now, something could happen to me. And then, Helen, Jack Jr., and Tim. You remember their names, okay, Malone?
Helen, Jack Jr., and Tim. I'll remember Jackie.
And word spread about the toy rabbit and his gift for remembering. Soon, wherever they went, a hobo would take Edward aside and whisper the names of his children in the rabbit's ear. Betty,
Jimmy.
Susan. The rabbit listened to everything, to every story.
Ted. He plays baseball.
Nadine, she's got a sweet tooth. Bill, he loves horses. And his heart opened wide, and then wider still.
This is love. This must be love.
The rabbit traveled with Lucy and Bo for 7 happy years. And then one night in a rail yard outside of Memphis.
Oh, look, a boxcar. Now in you go. You keep the first watch, Malone. Old Lucy and I are going to get a little shut-eye.
Bo! Someone's coming, Bo!
Hey, you bum! Wake up! You think this is a motel? Oh, you just got lucky. They don't let us throw you off of moving trains no more. What's this?
That's Malone.
Now I've seen everything. A bum with a toy rabbit.
It's all right, Lucy.
It's all right, Lucy.
Sure, it's all right. Hey, Lucy, have you ever seen a rabbit fly? Watch! Better yet, fetch!
Lucy, no!
As the rabbit flew through the air, he caught one last glimpse of the boxcar before it disappeared into the night sky.
Bo! Lucy!
And then he was on the ground, staring up at the sky. The world was silent. He lay there all alone, with only the stars and his memories.
Andromeda. Bo! Lucy! I thought I could protect you from that man. I can't do anything but lie here. The North Star, Lawrence and Nellie and Abilene, at Egypt Street, looking out the window. You coming home?
Stars faded as night became day.
Coming home to me.
The old gray mare, she ain't what she used to be, ain't what she used to be, ain't what she used to be. The old gray mare, she ain't what she used to be many long years ago. What's this, huh? How'd it end up out here? Well, there's a use for everything, and everything has its use. Ha! And I know exactly how to use you. Many long years ago, the old gray mare, she ain't what she used to be many long years ago.
And so it was that Edward Tulane was on the move once again. Eventually, he found himself in a vegetable garden next to an old rundown farmhouse.
Do it.
He's a rabbit, isn't he?
No, from now on, he's a scarecrow.
He don't look too scary. He looks kind of nice.
What do you know, Beth? I ain't paying you to stand around gawking. Get back to work.
Yes,
Now, Clyde, you scare away them crows.
Clyde?
Get to work, Clyde. Scare them crows off.
Go on, birds. Get lost. Oh, it's pointless. I guess I'm no good as a scarecrow either.
The birds attacked Edward, nipping at his clothing, circling his head. Night finally came, and the birds flew away.
If I had wings, I would fly away too. I would fly away high up to the stars.
But on this night, even the stars seemed to mock him.
I'm all alone, useless and alone.
Hey, you.
Save me? Why?
Now let's get out of here before the old lady catches us.
You saved me. But for what?
My little sister had herself a baby doll. It was made out of china, just like you. She loved that baby doll, but he broke it. Came home drunk, stepped on the doll's head, and smashed it into 100 million pieces. Sarah Ruth ain't had nothing to play with since. He says she don't need nothing because she's sick and ain't gonna live. But he don't know.
They arrived at a house. It was small and crooked, not much more than a shack.
Sarah Ruth, you gotta wake up now, honey. I brought you something. He's yours. I got him special for you.
Special for me.
A dancing doll. Go on. Have a good laugh.
From the moment I first seen him, I knew you two belonged together. So, what's his name gonna be?
Jingles.
No one has ever held me like this.
Jingles.
So,
Every morning, Beth went out to find food for her sister. Edward would spend all his time with Sarah Ruth. Some days, they played with an old cigar box filled with buttons.
I wish I could protect you, but I can only. You just hold on tight.
Hey there, honey. Now tonight, I brought you a delicious biscuit. Now, I'll hold Jingles, and then him and me got a surprise for you, but only if you got biscuit, all right? I got this idea the moment I first seen you two together. So, how you doing with that biscuit? Are you almost done?
No more.
Please, honey, you've got to eat something.
No.
One more bite, please.
No. Can't.
Well, I guess you ate enough. Are you ready for your surprise?
Yes.
What's happening to me?
Dancing!
Do you like it, Sarah? Keep playing, Beth. Make my legs kick in. She loves that.
It's all right. You want to take a walk? Let's go get some fresh air.
If I had wings, I'd fly high up to the stars, where the air is clear and sweet. I would hold Sarah Ruth in my arms, and there, high above the world, she would be able to breathe and laugh and talk, and she wouldn't ever have to cough again.
Look.
A falling star. Make a wish, honey.
I wish.
Every evening, Beth would play the harmonica, and Edward would dance as Sarah Ruth grew weaker.
Why isn't she laughing? Sarah Ruth, I'm doing the kicks you like. Sarah Ruth.
Please, honey, you gotta eat something.
Can't.
But it's all right, honey. Don't you worry about it.
Beth stopped leaving the house. She never left her son.
Breathe, honey.
Breathe. Please. Please. Breathe.
And then, on one bright September morning, Sarah Ruth stopped breathing.
She's gone, Jingles.
Gone? Where did she go?
Their father came. They buried her under a tree that she had liked. Their father left.
Well, no reason to stay here no more. Come on, Jingles. We're going to Memphis. I bet nobody's seen a dancing rabbit before.
And so it was that Edward Tulane danced on the dirty street corners of Memphis. Beth stood out Sarah Ruth's button box in front of them, and people dropped pennies and nickels into it. On and on Beth played. On and on Edward danced.
Are you crying, Beth? Tears. Do they help?
People came and went.
Keep playing, Beth. Keep playing. Pellegrina? Look at me! You've got your wish! I have learned how to love! And it is a terrible thing!
Looks like we got ourselves enough to get something to eat. Come on, Jingles.
The diner was called Meals. Beth sat at the counter.
Give me some pancakes and some eggs. Ooh, and I want a steak too. And give me some toast.
She ate it all.
Well, you was hungry for sure.
Yes,
You want anything else, darling?
No, thank you, ma'am. I ain't got enough.
I see. Now, you're going to have to talk to Neil about that. Neil!
You came in here hungry, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you ordered some food, a lot of food, and you ate it all. right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now I want my money.
You ever seen a rabbit dance?
What?
He could dance for you. He could dance to pay for what I ate.
This is what I think of dancing
What are you
rabbits.
doing? Stop it! Get him back!
Edward found himself swinging through the air. He was moving so quickly he couldn't see Beth. He couldn't see Neil. He couldn't see the countertop.
No!
And the world, Edward's world, went black.
I'm walking. No strings. No one is controlling me. I'm walking. Sarah Ruth, where are you?
She's in the stars, Susanna.
The stars. They're so far away. I have to get to her. What's happening to me? Wings? Sarah Ruth, I'm coming.
No, you can't go yet. Please, Edward, stay with us. I can't wait to lose you again.
It would break my heart.
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 It has already broken. My heart is broken.
Exceedingly well made. How did you end up like this? I wonder.
Where am I?
There you are. Hello. Your head is broken in pieces. I fixed it.
But my heart is still broken.
No need to thank me. It's my job. I'm a doll mender. A little girl brought you in here and gave you to me if I promise to repair you.
Beth.
Quite extraordinary, really. She let you go so that you may live, so to speak. Well, I have much to do, and when I am done with you, I shall sell you and make a handsome profit.
You should left my head broken in pieces. I will never truly be whole again.
Slowly and carefully, the doll mender did her work restoring the rabbit. Except for the different cut of the suit and the very faint lines on his face. Edward Tulane looked the same as he did the day he left the doll maker all those many years ago. Edward was placed on a high shelf for display. Time passed. The dolls came and went, and every time the door opened, all of them were filled with the hope that this time would be theirs, but not Edward Tulane.
I'm done with hope. I'm done with love. I'm done.
Here you go, my lovely. Sit right here next to this gentleman. You two have much in common. You've both been saved. Hello, have you been here long?
Yes, months and months. But I don't care. Any one place is the same as another.
But that's not true. I've lived for 100 years. I've been in countless places, and they're never the same. And I am never the same either. In every place, I become a different doll.
100 years.
At least, that's what the doll mender said. And from the cracks on your face, I would guess they've seen a bit of life as well. Yes?
Yes.
My face has its share of cracks. We have both had the chance to learn some of life's lessons.
Hard lessons.
Wonderful lessons. And we keep learning, don't we? Every time a new person comes into our lives, we start off on a new adventure. I wonder who will come for me this time.
I don't care if anyone comes for me. I'm done being loved. I'm done with loving. It's too painful.
Pish, where is your courage?
I guess I'm done with that too.
You disappoint me.
What did you say?
You heard me. You disappoint me. If you have no intention to love and be loved, then the whole journey is pointless. You might as well leap from this shelf right now and get it over with.
I would leap if I were able.
Shall I push you?
No, thank you. Nothing could anyway.
Open your heart. Someone will come. But first, you must open your heart.
That very next morning, a little girl came and took away the old doll. Long after she left, her words echoed in Edward's ears.
Someone will come. No, I don't believe it. It's not possible. And how could I go through it all again? It's too much. Someone will come.
And every time he thought those words, he allowed himself to hope a little more.
Someone will come.
Weeks passed.
Someone will come.
Weeks turn into months. Months turn into years. And years turn into seasons.
Someone will come.
And then, on one rainy spring morning, someone came.
Good morning.
Good morning, madam. How may I help you today?
Well, I was looking for something for my daughter, a special friend.
I'm sure you will find what you are looking for. This beauty right here is quite popular.
She's lovely, but I was hoping for something a little more unique.
I understand. How about this one right here?
She's beautiful, but I don't know. Perhaps the doll isn't right. Thank you for your time.
Madam, if I may, I do have one other thing to show you. Perhaps here's what you are looking for.
I know you. Who are you? Why do I know you?
A memory came to Edward Tulane. The memory of a little girl who had now grown up into a woman.
My what? Aveline?
Edward?
Edward! Yes, my name!
Edward!
It's me!
Once, there was a China rabbit who was loved by a little girl. On an ocean journey, the rabbit fell overboard and was rescued by a fisherman who gave the rabbit to his wife. The rabbit was buried under garbage and unburied by a dog. The rabbit traveled with hobos and for a short time was a scarecrow. Once, there was a rabbit who loved a little girl and watched her die. The rabbit danced in the streets of Memphis to the music of a sad little girl. The rabbit's head was broken in a diner and put together again by a dollman. And he swore that he would not make the mistake of loving again. Once, there was a rabbit who danced in a garden with the daughter of the woman who had loved him at the beginning of his journey. As they danced in circles, it felt almost as if they had